Ralph Nader gave us this great phrase in English, unsafe at any speed. The point being, a car, if poorly designed, can be unsafe at any speed. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the fact that human beings are corruptible at any level of income. That human integrity can be bought and sold at any price, no matter how shockingly high or how shockingly low. Made a video just a few days ago drawing people's attention to the fact that the vegan activist organization called DXE took in more than $800,000, more than $800,000 US dollars in income, mostly donations, in 1 year. The most recent year we have tax receipts for, we have evidence for from the government of the United States. I have been told that this year they are almost certain to have above $1 million. Possibly, speculatively, they could reach $2 million US dollars. We don't know. We'll wait and see. What evil do you think cannot be motivated by 800,000 US dollars? What evil would not be motivated by 2 million US dollars? And there are other dark motives at work here in the vegan movement. By the way, if you're first time coming to my channel, I'm vegan. I was for many years an aspiring vegan activist. I care about the future of the movement. I'm not saying this as if there are exclusively dark motives involved. No. There are people who come into this game sincerely wanting to help the animals, wanting to help improve human health, wanting to save the planet, wanting to do something good for ecology, good for themselves, good for mankind. No doubt, there are all kinds of positive, pious motives. And you know what? Then there's 800,000 US dollars. And then there's the possibility of next year, 2 million US dollars. And that powerfully motivates all kinds of terrible things, even within a coven of the most pious and well-motivated of activists. When we're talking about people like Alyse Parker, what's her name, Raw Alignment, we're not talking about the most pious or well-motivated of people, right? Human beings will sell out. They will sell their integrity at any price, sometimes shockingly low rather than shockingly high. I had a girlfriend many years ago. I refer to her here on the channel as my blonde ex-girlfriend. Only one of my ex-girlfriends was blonde. And you know, when I first met her, she had these aspirations to be an author. She had these aspirations to be an artist, to be a creative person. But she told me, paradoxically, that she had this office job, just being an office assistant, just being a helper in an office. And she found it so comfortable. She found the lifestyle it afforded her so comfortable and so enjoyable in downtown Toronto that, you know, she thought she'd just kind of give up on all that and keep that job forever. This was a serious temptation for her. And I was the first person ever to challenge her on this, ever to respond negatively or skeptically in any way. And I just said, is that all it takes for you to sell out? Is that all it takes to buy your integrity? A job that pays $15 an hour for you to shuffle paperwork in an office building? That's it, huh? She was astonished. I was like, you don't think there are people who had some kind of artistic vision as a filmmaker, as a painter, as an author, as a poet, whatever, who were offered far more lucrative, far more tempting careers that they had to turn down in order to focus on, or to make sacrifices for and work towards that artistic vision? You don't think there are people with greater temptations? You don't think there are people being asked to sell out? I mean, sell even as an artist. Let's say you're being offered money to do advertising campaigns for a banana company instead of working on what you really believed you ought to be creating as a visual artist. Like, well, working in advertising pays a lot more than just doing my own paintings or creating my own works of art. You think every creative person, every creative professional doesn't live with this kind of temptation. Corruption doesn't always come in the clear-cut form of taking a bribe in order to be derelict in your duty. All right? Corruption comes in myriad forms that pervert your motivations, shall we say, to make the world a better place. I think that Unnatural Vegan is dead wrong to mention least and last that Alyse Parker is now advertising butcher box meat products in her video. It's just sort of, with a guffaw, she kind of, oh yeah, right, and then there's this ad thrown in for some kind of free-range meat. If you were Alyse Parker, you were looking at how much money you made last year, how confident could you possibly be that you would make the same amount of money this year, or that you'd make more money next year? Another rival of mine, for an example, the massively successful Jacqueline Glenn, complete airhead here on YouTube. She's got to worry day after day, week after week. What if her charm just runs out? What if her star power dims? Whatever it is she's doing here. She doesn't really sing. She doesn't really dance. She doesn't really do comedy. She doesn't really make anyone laugh. She doesn't really do infotainment. She doesn't have any educational value or intellectual content videos. Jacqueline Glenn, someone who comes on with a bleached and dyed red hair and a pair of fake tits and revealing clothing and drinks wine, swills wine on camera and mouths off on... Every year and every month, she's got to worry, what if the bottom drops out of this market? What if the laws of supply and demand just don't work in my favor? Because she doesn't even really know what the product is she's offering. She doesn't even know what the demand is for. She doesn't really understand herself what it is she's supplying. All right? Someone like Raw Alignment, Alyse Parker, she is motivated by money to a profound extent that Unnatural Vegan is ignoring. And I say this with all due respect to my audience. I think most of you in the audience cannot imagine how money is motivating this young woman's behavior, her performance on camera. You can't imagine the desperation with which she is rifling around in the empty garbage can of her imagination for anything that might be commoditizable. She's looking at one fad diet after another, one psychedelic drug after another, one form of yoga, one fad lifestyle choice after another. Maybe I can live out of a van. Maybe I can go hiking through the Appalachian Mountains. Maybe I can do ayahuasca. Maybe I can make a video about psychedelic mushrooms. Right? She has nothing to sell. And she's here every day, sitting in front of a camera, hearing the minutes click by, trying to sell out. And nothing could more powerfully motivate someone like that in their behavior than the offer of a partnership, the offer of advertising revenue from Butcher Box, the free-range meat company. Nothing could draw her more powerfully, like a moth to the flame, than the prospect of having the daughter of Jordan Peterson appear on her channel. That's money. That's money. That's the potential for money, fame, notoriety, salience, relevance. I don't know how Alyse Parker really pays her rent. She's a very stupid person. I think we all can agree that she herself will never really understand how she pays her rent. She won't really understand what her appeal is, what it is that draws in the audience or the revenue, and she will live in constant fear of losing it. How much money could that butcher company possibly have paid her to advertise their meat products? Is it even $5,000? I don't know. You guys can Google around, find out how much an advertising campaign like that is worth. I would guess it's shockingly little money. I would guess that it is nowhere near the ballpark of $800,000 a year, $1 million a year, $2 million a year that we were talking about with Direct Action Everywhere just a few minutes ago. All right? But human integrity is something that's sold at shockingly low prices. And when you look around YouTube today, I want you to ask yourself, who's buying?